truth is ever to be found in the simplicity, and not in the multiplicity and confusion of things. Gravity explains the motions of the planets, but it cannot explain who sets the planets in motion. A man may imagine things that are false, but he can only understand things that are true. If I have ever made any valuable discoveries, it has been due more to patient attention than to any other talent. He who thinks half-heartedly will not believe in God, but he who really thinks has to believe in God. Sir Isaac Newton was asked how he discovered the law of gravity. He replied, by thinking about it all the time. To myself I am only a child playing on the beach, while vast oceans of truth lie undiscovered before me. If I have seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants. To explain all nature is too difficult a task for any one man or even for any one age. Yet one thing secures us whatever betide, the Scriptures assures us that the Lord will provide. If I have been able to see further, it was only because I stood on the shoulders of giants. In the absence of any other proof, the thumb alone would convince me of God's existence. There are more sure marks of authenticity in the Bible than in any profane history. If others would think as hard as I did, then they would get similar results. Gravity explains the motions of the planets, but it cannot explain who set the planets in motion. As a blind man has no idea of colors, so have we no idea of the manner by which the all-wise God perceives and understands all things. They who search after the philosopher's stone, are, by their own rules obliged to a strict and religious life. If I have been able to see further than others, it is because I have stood on the shoulders of giants. Wenn ich weiter sehen konnte, so deshalb, weil ich auf den Schultern von Reason stand. I keep the subject constantly before me and wait till the first dawnings open little by little into the full light. Philosophy is such an impertinently litigious lady that a man had as good be engaged in lawsuits as have to do with her. Yeah, sex is cool, but have you tried solving the brachistochrone problem in a single night? Wenn ich weiter als andere gesehen habe, dann nur deshalb, weil ich auf der Schulter von Giganten stand. Nature is exceedingly simple and harmonious with itself. No sciences are better attested than the religion of the Bible. I keep the subject constantly before me, and wait till the first dawnings open slowly, by little and little, into a full and clear light. Reply upon being asked how he made his discoveries. I do not know what I may appear to the world, but to myself, I seem to have been only like a boy playing on the seashore, and diverting myself in now and then finding a smoother pebble or a prettier shell than ordinary, whilst the great ocean of truth lay all undiscovered before me. Our ordination, Sir Isaac Newton, 1642 to 1747. About the times of the end, a body of men will be raised up who will turn their attention to the prophecies, and insist upon their literal interpretation, in the midst of much clamor and opposition. How came the bodies of animals to be contrived with so much art, and for what ends were their several parts? Was the eye contrived without skill in optics, and the ear without knowledge of sounds? And these things being rightly dispatched, does it not appear from phenomena that there is a being incorporeal, living, intelligent? Trials are medicines which our gracious and wise physician prescribes because we need them, and he proportions the frequency and weight of them to what the case requires. Let us trust his skill and thank him for his prescription. This most beautiful system of the sun, planets and comets, could only proceed from the counsel and dominion of an intelligent and powerful being. This being governs all things, not as the soul of the world, but as Lord over all, and on account of his dominion he is wont to be called Lord God Pi Alpha Nu Tau Omicron Kappa Rho Alpha Tau Omega Rho, or universal ruler. What Descartes did was a good step. You have added much several ways, and especially in taking the colors of thin plates into philosophical consideration. If I have seen a little further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. This principle of nature being very remote from the conceptions of philosophers, I forbore to describe it in that book, lest I should be accounted an extravagant freak and so prejudice my readers against all those things which were the main design of the book.